The next test will be for the update method. So we start with it should update record and return JSON, and it should contain error false. If the statement, obviously, if the execution was successful. Function, semicolon, and we start with our statement. First of all, we go for HTTP backend flush to obviously execute our select statement. Then we go for HTTP backend, and on the new line, we just go, you obviously can put it on one line, but I'm just going to put it on separate lines. Expect post, because by updating, we executing the post. Basically, we're making a post call. So mod update.php, and when this URL is called, then what we want to do is respond with error false. That's what we want to return. Okay, so now scope.update, and we need to obviously send the ID of the record. We're going to update the first records with the ID 1, and then done set to 1, basically making a completed item. And then again, HTTP backend flush to execute it, and expect. We go for log info.logs, and now to contain, the response should contain JSON array with the error false. So first of all, array, and then two curly brackets, error colon false, and then semicolon after this. So that's our test for the update method. Now let me just run through it once again with you. First of all, we flushing our select. So now we have scope items with 2 items in the array, which we've defined in our before each loop. If we scroll up, I'm just going to go back to this. We have our before each loop. As you may remember, when get the select items and types are returned, and obviously the select is called on page load because we're calling this read method on page load. That's why we need to flush it. So that's executed. Then we stating that when this specific URL will be requested using post method, then respond with error false. So we call in our update method sending ID 1 done set to 1. So that updates our record. And in order to execute everything, obviously, and return any data, we need to call again HTTP backend flush. Now that everything's been executed, we expect that the log, because update method, if we open our project, go to JS and shopping-list.js, and let me just quickly identify our update method. There we go, here it is. So when we call our HTTP method post, as you can see, that's what we using expect post. On success, we use the log, and we log in this data into the info using info method. So that's why we go for the log info logs to contain this response, which we basically returned here. So that's our update method tested.